Dancing to indigenous drum beats may not be Prince Charles's strong point, but the song and dance perhaps was light relief compared to a sombre request from First Nation leaders. The Prince of Wales and the Duchess of Cornwall spent their final day in Canada with remote communities in Canada's Northwest Territories. But on Wednesday, Indigenous leaders asked Prince Charles to apologise on the Queen's behalf for the deaths of children lost in Canada's residential school system. The Prince instead acknowledged their suffering. The cost of living crisis, which also affects Canada, has perhaps disproportionately affected Indigenous people living in remote areas. Chief Edward Sangris, who leads the remote community of Detta, met with the Prince.
Let's put it this way, North is just like a remote community where like everything costs more because of transportation. It has to be trucked up, has to be flown up.
Canada is experiencing the impact of climate change, and parts of the Northwestern Territories have faced heavy flooding for a second year in a row. In a speech, Prince Charles urged nations to learn practical lessons from traditional knowledge to help save the planet. Professor Heidi Swanson, a Canadian scientist, suggests the global issue needs to be taken more seriously.
I think a lot of people, especially globally, don't realize how remote and how isolated a lot of these communities are in northern Canada and how vulnerable they are to flooding.
The Prince of Wales and the Duchess of Cornwall crammed a total of 22 separate engagements into their 3-day tour. As future King of Canada, the Prince is perhaps conscious of the need to leave a lasting impact.
I think things are going to change once Charles takes over, and I think William as well is going to change things to be a little more, personable.
I have a lot of respect for Elizabeth because she's a very impressive lady for her age.
We love her. Him, he's okay, but I think we love her.
I don't have an issue with Prince Charles. I think the visit here was very nice, and it's a link to our past.
Their Royal Highnesses have celebrated the Queen's Platinum Jubilee in Canada, and in 2 weeks' time will continue the celebrations back in Britain. Cameron Walker, GB News, Canada.